Hey guys, so this is a review on Before I Wake. Now, this is a 2016 movie if you're talking about the people outside the US, but it came in the US through Netflix this year, 2018. So that's why I'm reviewing, and that's why, to me, I see it as a 2018 movie. Just like when Your Name came out in Japan in 2016, but it came out in the US in 2017, so I considered it a 2017 movie. But nevertheless, see it as a 2016 movie, see it as a 2018 movie. Doesn't matter. Is this movie a good movie or is it a bad movie? Remember, it for the US. It did come out in January, so and it's a horror. So people are like, it might be good, might be bad. I really liked it. I if I don't think I will do a spoiler review on this movie, but I almost want to, just because there's so many things in this movie that are fantastic. Like, there's some bad stuff and some okay stuff, but there's some fantastic stuff. And I usually don't like horror movie twist endings just because they're kind of lame, and they aren't really a twist. You kind of see it coming. They just try to be cool. But no, this this had an awesome twist ending. But if you don't know much about Before I Wake, it's about this kid. I think his name is Cody, and he gets adopted by these parents that can no longer have kids, and they used to have a kid, but the kid passed away. And this kid, they think that it's a normal kid until they find out that his dreams become reality. And that seems really cool, butterflies come, all that fun jazz. But the only problem with that, just like his dreams become reality, his nightmares also become reality. And that's when you find out that there is a villain, there's a monster, and it's the Canker Man. I'm not gonna say much about the Canker Man because I don't want to spoil anything, but you might like it, you might not. I absolutely loved it. It haunts his dreams, and it even kills a kid. And the parents finally realize that although the dreams are really good, the nightmares are just as bad. And then you kind of go through and you try to defeat the Cankerman. Now, there is some stuff I left out, but I feel like if I put those small things in, even though they're small, they lead to something that leads to something that is a spoiler. So I'm not, like I said, that's all I'm going to say about the movie itself. Now let's get to the pros and cons. Since there's not a whole lot of cons, I'll start with the cons. Sometimes in this movie, although it was a really, really great movie, there was some time that I was like, is it almost over? I looked at the time on Netflix. I was like, okay, it has this time left. It has this time left. I only did that about 3 times, but I don't want to do that for a movie. I want to just be 100% invested. The movie has trouble with giving you all the information that you need to know, plus tell you what the information that the people in the movie knows. And I think it has a hard time trying to make the both things happen at the same time and not make it boring. So there was a small part that was a little boring. And when I say a little boring, I don't mean like, oh, 30 minutes, just the middle was boring, or just the beginning, or just the end. It was just, you know, ah, downtime here, downtime here. And there's some good downtime, but there's a few times that it didn't work for me. And that's honestly the main gripe I have about this movie. And one more gripe that I have with it is I didn't like the lady that like dealt with the adoption. Her name was Natalie or something like that. I My problem with her is not her in the beginning, but it's her in the end. Like, she just jumped to conclusion after conclusion instead of being like, oh, well, in the beginning I felt like this, so why did this happen? Instead of actually thinking it through and trying to work it out, she just straight jumped to a conclusion. So it was like, oh, I kind of liked her, to I really did not like her. But those two are mainly the only gripes. Now to the pros. The acting, for the most part, was really good, especially by the dad. The dad, I really liked him. I He was probably my favorite character. Not only the acting, but the movies. It didn't have a lot of cheap scares. It kind of reminded me of like the Babadook, it reminded me a lot about the Babadook actually. Like one, how the scares planned out, how the story was in general. So if you liked the Babadook, you'll most likely like this movie. I'm not saying that they're exactly the same. I'm just saying that there are a lot of similarities on the type of movie it is. Another pro is I love when they try to tie in something to something else and it actually work. A lot of times they'll try to like be smart with a movie and have a thread and you not see it until the end. But how it works out is you kind of knew the thread all along. But in this movie, you didn't see the straight line of thread. You thought it was all discombobulated until the very end, and you're like, oh, that yeah, it it does all go it. Oh my gosh! And the I can't again. The ending was so good, and that's most of the pros without actually getting into spoilers. And shout out to my boy Tyler. His name's gonna be on here. He has Instagram and he does movie reviews on Instagram. He's great. He is the person that told me to watch this, and I am really glad he did. I would give this movie a B plus. I really liked this. If you have Netflix or if you have a friend that have Netflix, and watch this movie, because this you probably will not be disappointed. I really liked it. I cannot wait till I get it on Blu-ray. I'm assuming it's on Blu-ray. I don't know if it's. I know it's on Blu-ray somewhere, but I don't know if it's on Blu-ray in the U.S. since it just come out in the U.S. But who knows? I don't. Whenever I see it in stores, I will definitely get it. I really like this movie. Comment below and let me know what you thought about it and what is your favorite Netflix horror movie. And like always, I'll see you next time.